Hello and welcome. Welcome to the event that you've all been waiting for. We all saw the trailer. We've all been looking at leaks and possible spoilers or not looking at them intentionally for the past year and a half. Here we are. It is Halloween Kills Talk. Halloween Kills comes out this October. I'm excited for it. I'm sure all the guys in here are excited for it. But one by one, I want to introduce you all to everyone in the show. So going clockwise, right? Yeah, clockwise. First, we have Dan from Filthy Dan's Film Discussion. How you doing, my man?
Not too bad, not too bad. Thank you for having me. This has been a good long time coming. It's nice to be here with you guys for the first time, and maybe the first of many times. We'll see.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, we're
Uh,
happy to have you, man. Next up is my buddy Ken over at Sledgehammer Horror. How you doing, man?
Doing very well. Very excited about this. I have not seen any spoilers. I'm going strictly on trailer, so very excited to talk and learn a little bit now.
Heck yeah. And then my Monday and Tuesday co-host and good friend Justin,
Hello.
Ryan 1988. How are you, Justin?
I'm doing great. It's just awesome to be here chatting with you guys about the trailer. So, thank you once again, Nick, for having me a part of this. And it's nice to meet you guys. So, awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
You too, brother.
absolutely.
Thank you.
All right, so introductions have been given, and here we are. And we are here because we got to talk about some stuff. I mean, we just do. The people require it, and we're here to give you guys what you want. So, very right off the top, Halloween Kills trailer. Jason Blum tweets at about 8:45 on was that last Thursday night. It was coming out at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, and I'm like, put everything down, get this damn kid to bed, okay? Because you cannot be awake because I am watching this the moment it drops. I set the room up. I got my phone waiting for the notification that the trailer has dropped. Soon as it does, I copy that link right into the app for me to record to it. I record to it immediately. First reaction. And my first thoughts of the Halloween Kills trailer are fairly simple. I enjoyed this trailer more than any promotional material from Halloween 2018. Period. Now, it doesn't mean I didn't like the marketing campaign of 2018. I just felt like 2018, for me and for a lot of people, struggles to find its identity. You know, oh, Michael, they're not brother and sister anymore, and Michael truly is supernatural. No, he's not. He's actually just a guy. He's just a guy, and he has no motive, but he's kind of supernatural. You know what I mean, guys? Like Halloween 2018, its messaging was a little weird. It didn't know what it wanted to be. With Halloween Kills trailer, I immediately knew what they figured it out. Michael Myers is a person, but he's evil. You get the line from Lori in the trailer where she says, every time he kills, he transcends. A man could not survive that fire. So they figured out, all right, screw it. He's supernatural. Let's just do it. Let's get it over with. The fans think it anyway. My thoughts, I loved it. I loved the trailer. Got me hyped, got my heart beating, got me pumped. I don't think it gave us anything in spoiler territory when it comes to story. Did it give us some kills? Yeah, but I mean, it's called Halloween Kills. I'm not worried about seeing some kills. But overall, I loved it. So, Dan, first, what do you think, man?
Well, just like you said, Nick, I was over the moon about it. I didn't know that it was actually going to be released properly. I knew about the leak, was refraining from it,
Mhm.
and then I hear, oh, they actually released it. Like, well, screw me sideways. I'm checking it out. And earlier that day, I'm like, I'm not going to watch it. I have no intent to watch it. What do I do the second I find out it drops? I watch it. And very much like you, I loved every second of it. I was essentially speechless by the end of it. And I got to agree. I was probably much more satisfied with this one compared to 2018. Like that one still gave me chills. Like there was a whole nostalgia factor. We're kind of out of the way with that now. But I don't know. We'll get more into how I feel about it. But I was essentially just stoked beyond what words could really conjure up at that point. But yeah, I think it wasn't too spoiler heavy. Sure, it was spoilery a little bit, but I think that's just the tip.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. What about you, Ken?
I loved it. As someone who is in the minority that thinks Halloween 3 is the best in the franchise, seeing a little Easter egg of the kids on the playground with the masks, I thought was dope as shit.
Hell yeah.
Now, I'm also in the minority here where I really, really hope that they finally kill Laurie Strode for good in this film. She's died so many times in other films in the Halloween franchise that they need to do it now and make it real, make it legit. Let her daughter and granddaughter really carry the torch, because throughout the trailer it really looks like they're carrying a lot of the weight. And I think you guys are talking about the goosebumps at the end when she says, "You want your mask? Come and get it." Like that to me was the big goosebump moment. Like the torch has been passed now. It's not Laurie anymore. And that's something that got me super stoked on the trailer.
Yeah, and it's funny you mentioned that because they tried to give you another one right after that with Lori in the hallway of the hospital, like, "I'm coming for you, Michael." And I didn't care for that line. I didn't care for it at all. I was like, yeah, we know, Lori, you're never going to stop going after him. Like, we get it. But
even her evil dies tonight. You're like, yeah, well, you know what? You don't have his mask. So you're telling him to come and get it, Lori. So you go back and sit down.
Well, we'll get a little more in depth with that, but real quick, Justin, what did you think of the trailer?
So, I wasn't sure if I wanted to watch it because I was like, oh my gosh, like, you know, I was like, go in open-minded. Well, don't go in open-minded, but go in not knowing anything. But of course, being a Halloween fanatic, I had to watch it. And for somebody who isn't the biggest fan of the last movie, I love the trailer. I think this movie is going to definitely be better than Halloween 2018. I think it's upping it. I think it's going to be, and I said this on Instagram, I think it's going to probably be the darkest we've seen Michael Myers ever be. He was creepy in it. I thought I got goosebumps during some of these moments in the trailer. When I first saw it, I thought, they gave away some really good kills. But, talking to you guys, listening to you guys, and then talking to some other friends, we have a lot more that's going to happen in this movie. As far as story goes, we didn't get the story.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Bob, Sue, and Jimmy, die.
Yeah.
But, and I mean that in the sense of throwaway characters. We didn't see a major character die in the trailer.
No.
So it's like, I don't really care.
But yeah, it gives some great kills away. I was going to say it's called Halloween Kills. So yeah, they got to show some pretty brutal kills in this. Like if they're calling it kills, yeah, Michael's coming. And then, like Sledgehammer said, I love, and I got goosebumps when Judy Greer's Karen's holding that mask. You want to come get it. Every time I watch the trailer, I get the goosebumps. Every time. And I've seen it like over 10 times.
Yeah, but I feel so bad for her because I'm like, Karen, you're going to die. I know you're going to die. Yeah. Like,
I don't think so, man. See, I'm in the opposite because we all obviously know there's going to be another one. They've already announced that Halloween Ends is coming, which I hate the fact that they announced that. I'm going to go ahead and say that now. I fucking hate it because it takes away any anticipation of what may happen with Michael Myers. So I hate when they automatically, after the first one announced, there's going to be kills and ends, because it takes away any. They're not going to kill Michael Myers here, then have Halloween Ends just Laurie riding off into the sunset in a nursing home. You know,
Yeah.
so like, to me that really took away a lot of the.
Well, you never know, Ken.
Here, I want to say real quick, the Halloween Ends thing. I don't like that title because again, it's telling you, oh, this is the end, and we all know they're gonna make another Halloween movie. It might be a different timeline. They're having several timelines now, but
Yeah, that's the idea. The idea, I think David Gordon Green said, it's called Halloween Ends because this linear story of Halloween is ending. And I mean, I get what you mean, though. I don't like the finality in the sound of the
yeah,
title either, because it's like, I also wasn't. It's crazy. I wasn't hyped on the title Halloween Kills when they first announced it. I don't know about you guys. And then I watched the trailer, and I'm like, oh hell yeah, Halloween Kills, man! Like.
I mean,
I was the same way.
I'm on a similar page as far as the titling goes. Like, I do kind of like the finality of calling Halloween Ends Halloween Ends. Like, it has a pretty cool ring to it. Where I was not so big on Halloween Kills being the title of this one. Although, again, like Nick said, after watching the trailer, I'm kind of coming around to that. Like, okay, it makes sense. Visually, it's making sense. But, I mean, I guess knowing that they wanted to call it Mob Rule, or if that was the working title, I think, that it makes sense to go Halloween Kills.
Yeah.
Still a goofy-ass title, if you ask me, but...
And I'm the opposite of all of you because I love Halloween Kills, I love Halloween Ends, and I fucking hate that they called the first one Halloween.
Yeah,
It's like the new Scream movie, how they're just calling it Scream. I hate that. Don't call it Halloween. Don't call it Scream.
I had to joke about that whenever I reviewed 2018 last year. It was like, we're reviewing Halloween. Wait, didn't I already do that?
Yeah.
But I think we all made that joke whenever we did that movie. But no, what you were saying though, Sledgehammer, about the announcing the trilogy, like the next two, I'm actually kind of glad they did that because I think they know as Halloween fans we're temperamental and super picky. We'll tear it apart and let them know we're pissed if we don't like it. And I'm thinking why they did that was because of the lukewarm reception to the Thorn trilogy back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And I say this as a fan of the Thorn trilogy. Well, most of it anyway. Like, I think they want us to know that they're doing a trilogy, but they're planning it out. They're not going to haphazardly handle it like they did for 4, 5, and 6. But that's just that's my thought on the pre-announcement there.
Well, my only, I mean, the biggest thing I have a problem with is not really announcing, a trilogy. It's the fact that I read an article somewhere or I saw something where they said that, and like you said, they're gonna have different timelines after this trilogy, but they were already announcing, oh, we got future Halloween movies coming out. I'm like, just if you're gonna do the trilogy and announce that, that's totally fine. But like, let's wait till people can soak in this trilogy and then go ahead and announce more Halloween movies.
But I also got to come out here and say right off the rip, I'm not a huge Halloween fan. Look, I love the first one. I absolutely adore Season of the Witch. And I think H2O is criminally underrated.
I agree.
But overall, I think that the Halloween franchise to me is one of the worst. Up there with Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I don't like franchises with different timelines. I don't like franchises that kill characters and bring them back and kill characters and bring them back. I don't like franchises that talk about coming across the table and skull fucking you. There's just so much of Halloween that I'm not a big fan of. But the ones that are good, like I said, 78, Season of the Witch, H2O, the ones that are good more than make up for the weaker ones in the franchise. Like, and I'm, again, in the Thorn trilogy, I'm in the minority. I fucking love Halloween 5. I think Halloween 5 is a blast. I think Danielle Harris is amazing as the little final girl in this one. I know she was in 4 too, but she really gets her footing in this one as the mute and then coming out with everything. So I'm a big fan of Halloween 5 too. So overall as a franchise, I'm not a huge fan, but the ones that I love so much, it makes up for the ones that I dislike.
Yeah,
Well,
go ahead.
I would say, well, and for me, I I have like the best memories. I'm glad you loved Halloween 3, by the way, because love Halloween 3. Absolutely love it. I think we all love it here. Don't want to speak for everybody, but I think we're all big Halloween 3 fans. And the first 6 movies growing up, that was the nostalgic Halloween movies. Love them. Love Halloween H2O. I think it's awesome. Awesome movie. It's, in my opinion, better than Halloween 2018.
You better watch yourself.
I'm just saying.
I agree. I put my stamp on that.
You agree? Okay. I Halloween 2018, it gets better with watches. For me, that was always a movie where.
Yeah, go ahead and cover your ass now, Justin, huh? Yeah, go ahead and cover. Oh, well, no, I
just want to show you. No hard feelings, Justin, but.
I just think that in 2018, I think the problem with that movie is there's so many weak plot points in that movie of everybody wanting Michael to talk and so many recycled scenes that we've already seen done and done again. So
the portrayal
are cool, and the little boyfriend character that's a little douchebag, I kind of like him. But besides that, man, it's not very original to me. Like, it's just that to me was the money grab. As to where I think Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends are going to be more of original story. I think they got the first ones like, hey, let's get our teeth back into the people that haven't seen the Michael Myers franchise, the Halloween franchise, the younger generation. Let's kind of let them get hip to what this is. And then the next 2, we're going to really, blow our wad on these ones and do everything we can to make these our own. That's my opinion on 18.
I think that.
You what? Go, Nick.
I was just going to say, I think that the portrayal of Laurie Strode is better in Halloween H2O than in 2018 because it makes more sense that she'd be so traumatized because it's her frickin' brother. Like, and I would not be mad if they went back and Kills or Ends and say, you know what, let's just go back to it. I don't see it happening, but I wouldn't be mad because it makes more sense. But it's just everything else about H2O just being such a product of its time. It's like, you tried to be Scream, but Scream was a Halloween-inspired movie. So why are you trying to be a Halloween-inspired Halloween? It doesn't make any sense to me. And I just feel like the setting was weird. It didn't feel like fall. I thought that, LL Cool J, one of the few rappers that gave a good acting performance in a horror movie. I'll give him that. But some of the characters, man. Oh, don't ever no.
Hold on.
But yeah, I mean, look.
At the end of Halloween Kills, tell me you wouldn't fucking shit yourself with excitement if it ended with Josh Hartnett and Danielle Harris holding hands and turning around like there's something very familiar about all this, like Biff 2 and Back to the Future 2, and then just
but you and I both know that Danielle Harris would not have been able to keep her mouth shut about it if she was in it. She would have said something by now, because she's like so gung-ho about coming back. So
Hey, I always say, and I would be totally happy with this. So at the end of this trilogy, they're ending the Laurie Strode trilogy. We know Halloween Ends. Like you said, she might die in this movie, but if she survives this film and dies,
I can tell you with 100% certainty she does not die in this film. I'm sorry, Ken.
They might pull a Halloween Resurrection, okay? You never know. But I would love, for me, if they decided to bring Danielle Harris back in a new timeline and they kind of disregarded that Jamie died in Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers, and they brought her back, I would be happy with that.
Let's be honest, JC Brandy didn't even look like her. So you just be like, nah, that was someone that we were pretending that was Danielle. That wasn't Danielle.
And JC Brandy, I will say this about her. I know she gets hate. I did not mind her in the movie. She only had a small part, I understand. But I didn't. She wasn't
definitely the least of the worries in that film.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The very first worry with that film was, why are we getting into incest?
Yeah,
that's producer's cut only.
That is producer's cut. That is producer's
cut.
And it's on both.
Halloween, and then you had the Halloween Have Eyes, the producer's cut.
It's fucking crazy because there's there's like the almost direct, like hardly even an implication of Uncle Daddy going on there. But there's also Grandpa Daddy implications that are a little more subtle with John Strode there. It's like, if you're going to name a character after John Carpenter, why the fuck are you going to make him this fucking creeper?
Right.
It's like,
I think.
uh-oh.
Can you guys? Where am I at? I'm still. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can hear
There we
you,
go.
but I can't see you.
There you go. There's a. What's happening here? There's a.
I'm trying to fix this latency, guys. It's really bothering me.
There you
There
go.
he is.
I'm here. By the way, I love the quote. Love the quote, Sledgehammer. Curse of Michael Myers. I will say this. The producer's cut incest stuff. I'm not a fan of. I will say that is one of the scariest times we've seen Michael Myers. He's pretty scary in that movie, and I love that theatrical version.
All right, so yes, Halloween 6, we can get into Grandpa Dad and Uncle Dad and all that. I mean, you know, great times.
Great.
What I want to
times.
ask what I want to ask each one of you guys about one at a time, and Justin and Ken have now flip-flopped. They decided Ken went downstairs and Justin went upstairs. They're in the same house.
Justin said he liked it better on top, so I told him.
Yeah. Don't we all? Anyway, we're not going to get into anyway.
It's all about control.
So Dan first. Okay, let's pose this question. Who dies? Which characters die in this movie?
Well, as like I watched the trailer like fucking 50 times and I'm looking at this son of a gun frame for frame. It looks like Nancy Stevens as Marion Chambers is not going to make it because I'm looking at it and seeing everyone beating that horse to death, so to speak. That's her in the Silver Shamrock Mask. Like you see when she's getting grabbed at, which is a beautiful fucking mirrored shot from the first film. Like Michael reaching into the car and pulling at her.
Oh, yeah.
But you see her there at the park with the witch mask. So she's definitely a goner. I feel like as much as I would like to see Jamie Lee go, I don't think they're going to do it. It would be nice to do like a freezing Han Solo kind of deal, so to speak, with that they did in Empire. Just kill Laurie in the third act, take most people by surprise, get 1,000 people to cheer so the ending won't be as dark as they wanted it. But I don't see them doing that because for the sake of marketability, you need to keep Jamie Lee Curtis. Lonnie and Cameron are dead. I can tell you that right now because what we see happening with Cameron, he's dead, and I'm sure he was looking at his dad. Like when you see him look up, I think it's Lonnie hanging up there. He's a inside Lonnie ornament. That was weak. Anyway, they're dead for sure. So Marion, Lonnie, Cameron, and I don't know. Lindsay might go too, but I don't know. Kyle Richards is pretty high profile, so I don't think they're gonna really run the chance of killing her just yet. They need to probably want to market her a little bit too, I think. But of course, we get a couple randos dead too, about 100 of them, I hope.
So I guess I should ask the 3 Strode women. Do you think any of them die, and if so, which one?
Oh yeah, I would like to see Jamie Lee go, but I don't think any of them are. If anyone does, it probably will wind up being Karen. Because again, for marketability's sake, they cannot kill Jamie Lee Curtis. As much as a lot of us would like for that to happen, it's just not going to happen. It's not in the cards yet. Now, third act of ends, maybe.
Yeah. All right, Justin. 3 Strode women. Does one of them die? If so, which one?
Well, I don't think it's going to be Jamie Lee Curtis. I think they're going to keep her until at least ends. And I think at the end of ends, she'll die. I think that's going to be. I think if they're going to talk at ends real quick, if they kill Jamie Lee Curtis off, they got to kill Michael Myers off at the end of that movie too. That needs to be like this end the trilogy. There we go. I'll just say that real quick, but I don't think she's going to die. I don't think they would kill Allison. So as much as I don't want this to happen, because again, that moment in the trailer at the end of Halloween Kills when when Karen's holding that mask, if they had to pick somebody, I think it would be Karen. And I think it would set up, Laurie and Allison like just like so angry that they're ready for revenge. Like this time they are ready to get him for killing off Karen.
Yeah. And then Ken, I know where your heart is, but where's your head at?
See, I'm really hoping it's the opposite. I'm hoping it's Jamie Lee. They need to end her and let Karen God, that would make so much more sense. I do think it's going to be Karen, obviously, because they're building her up in the trailer to be the final girl of this film. So I think that's the red herring in this one. But oh my God, it would make so much more sense for it to be Jamie, and for them to be like, oh, she knew this was going to happen, so now we got to avenge our mom that we hated 10 minutes ago. So to me, that's what it should happen. But it'll probably be Karen, and it'll piss me off.
I just want to throw this real quick. What if they totally surprise us though, and they kill Allison and Karen and Laurie in Ends go after Michael? Because
I would not be opposed to that.
I don't want that to happen, but that would actually be pretty sick. Like I had a chill run up my spine hearing you mention that idea.
If they want to surprise, and I would not want Allison to die, don't get me wrong. I don't want any of them to die, but if they want to surprise people, though.
Shut up, Ken.
I'm a Jamie Lee Curtis, Laurie Strode fan. I know she hams it up. She hams it up a little bit in these movies.
I love Laurie Strode. I love Jamie Lee Curtis. Please don't mistake what I'm saying for a lack of love for her as a character or her as an actor. I'm tired of it, man. They knew when to kill Nancy. She was you got to end it. You've killed her 3 times, man. Let's just do it and end it. Let's make this the finality of it. I need her dead. I need this to happen.
You hit the nail on the head there. They killed Nancy in the 80s. They can kill Laurie in the 20s.
Mm-hmm. And I get where everybody's coming from with it. Absolutely. But as much as they want to surprise us with both of these movies and oh, you have no idea what's coming. Yes, I do. What's going to happen is, as we know, this is Judy Greer's movie. So it's not even a secret. She is the lead. And Laurie's going to spend most of her time in this movie in the hospital. And that shot you see of Laurie leaving the hospital is probably after what happens. And it's probably right near the end of the movie, setting up the final showdown in Ends. That's what I'm thinking that is. And what I think happens is Karen dies and Laurie, and then symbolically her granddaughter, the next generation, passing the torch, they're going to go after Michael together. And Laurie will die in Halloween Ends. She will die. There's no way you can have a satisfying ending after 40 some odd years if she lives. She's going to die, but I think the way she's going to die is going to be in a way where she makes sure Michael goes with her. And I don't know how that is, but I think they're both going to die. And Allison will be the new Laurie Strode, so to speak. And then maybe you revisit that timeline 10 years from now, and Andy Matichak's like, oh, yeah, I'll come back for another Halloween movie. Michael didn't actually die, whatever. But regardless, I just think that's what's going to happen. Under the mask. Yeah, maybe it was Busta Rhymes under the mask.
Right. They accidentally killed Tommy Doyle in the mask.
Yeah.
It was
but I'm not going to get into
all the time. She was it was Daniel Harris. She had the mask on. I'm
not going to get into spoiler territory. And I won't. I didn't read that script that leaked. I told myself no, but I have a buddy that has already he saw the test screening and he told me everything I wanted to know. I avoided major spoilers because I want to be surprised. But I will tell you guys something right now. So you guys were all throwing out ideas like, well, I think this person's going to live because they have to keep this person to live. And this person, they're all going to die. I'm just going to, nobody is I I feel like this would make more sense because we all feel that way about certain characters. It would make more sense for this one to live or that one to live. I'm not going to say they're literally all going to die, but I'm going to say no one is safe. Like, temper your expectations and go into this movie understanding you may be super butthurt like about people that die, because this, as David Gordon Green put it, is the Empire Strikes Back of his trilogy. This is going to end with the bad guys winning. This is going to end on a very somber note. It's not going to be happy. You know, you're not going to walk out of Halloween Kills and be like, yeah, let's go get ice cream. Like, no, you're going to walk out of Halloween Kills and be like, why do I have to wait a freaking year for ends? That's bullshit. Like, and it's going to be like that.
That's what I want, honestly.
I'll tell you who's safe. Michael. That's who's safe.
Oh, yeah. He's safe.
He ain't dying in this one.
No.
He's safe, but he's running from the law.
Right.
Yes.
Well, here's another thing I want to point out. The whole mob getting ready to take vigilante justice that we're seeing in the trailer. Everyone was like, yeah, this is going to be awesome. You know, Ted Hollister from Halloween 4 wasn't a big fan of the mob either. So the mob vigilante justice never ends well in Halloween films.
No.
You haven't got a police force.
I think it would be funny if they were able to put the mob, like whoever starts to organize and rally the mob, make it Ted Hollister.
Yeah.
Sure, he's from a different timeline, but that would be
Well, then you got to
the
include
ultimate
Earl
Easter.
too. You have to have Earl.
If you got Ted Hollister, you'd be like, we're going to get together and we're going to kill Michael. But first, I got to go piss in these bushes. Don't start without me.
Yep. Yes. Well, I want to ask you guys one thing, and I want to start with you, Justin.
Okay.
And then so Justin, Dan, Ken. Justin, what do you think about them not showing us Charles Cyphers in the trailer at all?
You know, I was just thinking about that. That was pretty. I mean, when I watched the trailer, I was like, they didn't show him. I just hope he is not in this movie for one scene. Like, don't make it a quick cameo. Like,
it's not a cameo, but he only has a small part, but he plays a big role. That's what I was told.
I'm happy with that because I don't want it to be this quick cameo. But what I want this movie to do, what I would love for him to kind of throw in there is, because Halloween 2 does not exist, I want him to have some type of speech or some type of line where he talks about Annie. Because we didn't get to see, technically, if they erase Halloween 2, we didn't get to see his aftermath reaction to his daughter's death. So I would love, maybe he has a moment with Laurie and they talk about Annie. That would be great.
Yeah.
I would love
that.
But yeah, cool. I was surprised we didn't see him. We saw all the other characters, all the other actors and actresses announced, and we did not see him in the trailer. I was surprised.
Yeah. What about you, Dan? What do you think? Did you want to see him? And how did you feel about not seeing him?
I absolutely wanted to see him as somebody who's a Halloween fan and a Carpenter fan overall. I adore seeing Charles Cyphers on screen. I get giddy every time I see him. So I was really upset not seeing him in the trailer. And I scoured that thing quite a few times thinking, maybe he's here? No. And eventually I gave up the search, but I agree with a lot of what Justin says there. Like, they need to give him that moment where he reflects on losing Annie.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think that what they really need to do, they need to show obviously that he's going to have been scarred by the events from 78.
Yeah.
And I don't want them to waste it. And it kind of gives me hope when you said that he's got an important role. So it's not going to be a wasted role for Charles Cyphers. Because, I mean, they pull this man out of retirement.
Yeah, and I don't know what his role is. I'll tell you guys that.
Right.
I didn't ask. You know, I didn't get too spoilery. I just said, I asked the source, does he play a role, or is he just a throwaway, hey, let's just put another guy that was in the movie from 78 in there? And he was like, no, he plays a very big role. And I was like, okay, cool. So
like my main thing with Charles Cyphers, though, is I just need for him to sort of redeem the lackluster sheriffing that he gives us in the original film. And I'm not saying that I dislike Brackett, but when you look at the other sheriffs we've been given, Meeker, Rob Zombie's Brackett.
Oh, yeah.
Charles Cyphers is he's just some cop walking around. Hey, didn't mean to startle you. That's all he is at that point.
Mhm.
But it would
And the
be
cops from Halloween 5 too. There's a great cops, guys. Like the best cops that Haddonfield has to offer.
no, it's sad. Honestly, they did do a lot more than Brackett did in the 2 films that he was in at that point. But
Yeah.
my whole thing again, though, to sum it up, they need to utilize Charles Cyphers well, not just because this is a character who deserves to be redeemed, but also that this might in fact be the man's final performance as an actor in his lifetime.
Yep.
So send him out
unless
on
he
a high note.
survives, and if he survives, that'd be cool seeing him in ends. But
that'd be fucking awesome.
Ken, what about you, buddy? What did you think about not seeing him, and did you want to see him?
You know what? I actually, because I don't like when trailers give you everything, and that's one thing that I actually love about this trailer is it gives you a lot, but you can tell this is going to have the biggest body count of any Halloween film, and you can tell that from the trailer. But when it comes to the plot, they don't give you a lot. You know, you're going to get some vigilante justice. You know, you're going to get some badass firefighter kills. You know, you're going to get an awesome Halloween 3 Easter egg. But I love the fact that they didn't show him, you know, because to me, you don't have to show everything in the trailer to get us amped. You show a tube light going through a lady's throat, we're ready to go. You know, we're already ready. We're there. You know, leave me something. So when I get to that theater, I'm going, oh, fuck, yes. I didn't see that in the trailer. You know, I'm ready for this. This is awesome. And it doesn't have to be the third act kill. Leave other things for me that when I see them, I go, fuck yes, that's awesome. Hell yeah. That's what I love about this trailer is that, like I said, it gives you a little, but it didn't full on flash you. You know, it had a little bit of duct tape over the nipples, so you still got some shit left to the imagination, but you seen enough to get you ready.
Yeah, and my next question, because were you saying something, Justin? Go ahead, finish.
I wanted to quickly throw in, you know, we talked about the trailer and characters. You know, the character Lindsay Wallace, I don't want that. My thing about that, because in the trailer it looks like, hey, she could possibly die in that scene where Michael throws her up against a car. I hope she has, at least if she dies in this, I just hope she has a good part in this. Like, don't bring her back for 5 minutes total and then just like kill her off. Like, let her have her moment, because what I want to see with this movie is how these other characters have been affected by the night of 1978. Let us see how Tommy is, Lindsay, and Sheriff Brackett. Give us some good stuff.
The best thing for me about what we did get of Kyle Richards in that trailer was the mirroring line 40 years later of run, go now, right before she gets slammed up against the car. You know, it was like, you can tell, filmmakers say it all the time, you can tell David Gordon Green loves the Halloween franchise because he is throwing in Easter eggs after Easter egg after Easter egg in these movies. And that's not just fan service. Yes, it's fan service, but that's also because this guy was just like us. He was a nerdy dude that watched horror movies all the time. And now that he's able to make them, he's letting the nerd flag fly. And I am loving it because I want this to be a labor of love for the filmmaker making it. I don't want this to be oh, cool. Yeah, I'll make it because you guys will pay me. And you got, like, we were talking about H2O earlier. Well, it's very well documented. Jamie Lee's even said it. Steve Miner directed it for the paycheck. It wasn't about, oh, I really want to give this anniversary film what it needs. It was about, they're going to pay me a lot of money because it's a big deal. So I did it. You know, David Gordon Green, who never dabbled into horror, was like, yeah, I'll do a trilogy of Halloween movies. Like, there's some love there. And I appreciate that. I really do. But enough about that. Guys, now I got to ask you about this. I ordered it off Amazon. I told Justin already because I had to. Bought me a big one, getting her framed. What do you think of the poster, Dan?
I've been really going at this heavy on Facebook every time it's coming up in conversation. And I think I actually wrote something down about that here because I actually wrote a few pages of notes here. Anyway, I like that it in some kind of way mostly that it mirrors the poster of 2018 and that it's that side shot of Michael's face.
Mhm.
But rather than being this very, let's just say underwhelming bluish tone of gray, it's giving us this feeling of the infernal basement. So I really like that. And it's showing a sense of progression too.
Mhm.
But like also within the color palette, you're kind of getting this fall feel, which again, lacking in 2018. And I think keeping it similar in its aesthetic really kind of helps to again show that sense of progression. I love it just on an aesthetic level and a level of continuity, we'll say. I can't complain about it at all.
Yeah. I also think of one thing. Another thing comes to mind when I look at it: evil, hell, just
Exactly.
evil, pure evil. Justin, what are your thoughts on the poster?
When I saw that poster, I was like, yes, I love this.
It's my phone background already.
You what?
It's my background on my phone already.
Is it really? Oh man,
Mhm.
I love it. It's simple. It works. Like Dan said, I love that it mirrors the Halloween 2018 poster. And if they do something similar to that with Halloween Ends, that is going to be a perfect poster lineup.
I want for Halloween Ends, since you have the shot of in the upper left and then the shot from the right, I want Halloween Ends to be a straight on shot. Something
yeah.
just straight on, full profile. You know,
And, and don't give us that 4-5 copy and paste shit either.
no.
What you need
No,
is you need
but-
a full-on front shot, and in the background you need a Stonehenge, because in Halloween Ends,
Yeah.
what they're going to do is Conal Cochran's going to show up, and they brought Michael back with a piece from Stonehenge, and that's how Season of the Witch is going to tie into everything. So, spoiler, sorry guys, that's how it's going to go.
Yeah.
The last thing I will say is when I saw the orange, it made me want October to come here soon.
Yeah.
Like I was like, that is perfect. That is October. That is Halloween. I love that because normally, like this poster back here, we always had like a black background, like we did with the Halloween 2018 poster. This is orange. This is amazing. This is selling the movie. Just that alone is selling the movie, and I love the orange. Absolutely love it. Bring on Halloween. I'm ready for it.
All right, Kenny Rogers, what'd you think?
Same. I love it. And I should have said this earlier. My wife is a fucking huge Halloween fan. So, you know, she was the one texting me right away like, hey, the trailer leaked. Are we going to watch it? No. We are going to, out of respect, wait for the real one to come out. The minute it came out, we sat together. We watched it. She looked up the poster. And I guarantee you that poster will be up on this wall soon enough, too. And it's a beautiful poster, man. And like you said, the mirror and the orange, you think of everything, you know, the orange of the Halloween, but also the fire. Because one of my favorite scenes in the whole trailer, back to the trailer, is when you see from the firefighter's perspective, the axe coming in to the mask, you know, and then you see them take the buzzsaw and Michael flip it back on him. Like that pure, like we finally get to see another massacre in this movie. And it looks like you said, when you're talking evil, fire, hell, brimstone, Michael Myers, like it's all right there. And I've always said that the reason Michael Myers to me, the big three has always been Freddy, Jason, Michael. That's who my big three have always been. Michael was always the scariest of those three because he's a man. You know, you take that mask off and you see him and you're like, it's just a guy. That could be my neighbor. You know, it's not some monster that's gonna get me in my dreams. It's not some crybaby bitch, mama's boy. It's a real dude that's gonna come and fucking just get you. And again, no offense, Jason. I love you to death. You're my heart and soul. But Michael is he's always been the scariest because he's the most realistic of the bunch to me. Even though he was shot 6 times, he's still the most realistic of the bunch because when you take that mask off and you see the man, you know, like that's him. That's a man. That's the guy down the road.
That's no man. That's a Moran.
Hey.
All right.
Sorry, I had to.
So
Fuck that guy.
now I want to ask you guys. Oh my Lord, what do I want to ask you guys? I had something right on my mind. It was in the tip of my tongue. Okay, so we were talking about the poster. Okay, yeah, I got it. All right. So there's always been a debate in the horror community for as long as I can remember of, oh, well, if blah, blah, blah faced off versus blah, 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 who would win and why? And everyone was always like, Jason, he's the most badass, Jason, yeah, you can't be killed. Jason. Do you guys think that once Halloween Ends is done and we have 3 movies of an absolutely unstoppable killing machine, Michael Myers, do you think the argument starts to maybe shift a little bit? Like, because what we're seeing in this trailer for Kills, this dude's a monster. Like, I always thought Tyler Maine's Michael Myers might be able to take Jason. So, I don't know.
Are
What do
we
you guys
talking
think? I'll start with you,
Jason-
Ken.
Are we talking Jason 2 through 4 or Jason 6 through X here?
We're talking
'Cause if we're
2
talking
through
Jason
4.
2 through 4, Mike Myers is going to fuck him up. I'm talking even the spy that shagged me, Mike Myers is going to fuck him up. But if we're talking Jason 6 through X, yeah, I got to go Jason all the way because this is Franken Jason. I think that you can't kill him. He's a deadite. I mean, Jason Goes to Hell literally confirms the Necronomicon brought him back. He's a deadite. I just don't think that the Metal of Man could and I'm just being realistic here. I think that Tyler Maine's Michael Myers was a badass. I loved him. I absolutely despised when he told Loomis to die and he stabbed him. I think of all the shit that's happened in the Halloween franchise, that's the lowest point, which is actually saying something. But with Friday the 13th, 6 through, like I said, Jason Goes to Hell, that Jason Voorhees, I think, takes any of them because he's a deadite. He's a monster and he can't be destroyed. I mean, now let's go this way. Does Michael have his little kitchen knife or does he have the Kandarian dagger?
Michael has an array of weapons. He can use whatever he wants.
Well, if he has the Kandarian dagger, then I got to go Michael here.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
let's just go with that.
I get your argument and I get your argument and I agree right now. But once Halloween Ends is done, I don't know. My heart might be like, he could put up a fight. He could put up a real good fight. But Justin, what do you think?
Hodder and Tony Moran in a wrestling ring and see what happens.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Justin, what do you think? Do you think that this version of Michael is making a case for being one of the most brutal of the big 3 when it's all said and done?
So I first want to say that I love Tyler Mane as Michael Myers. I thought before James Jude Courtney took on the role, I thought he was definitely the most brutal Michael Myers we had. Seeing this trailer and I'm just going to say, I saw and firefighters, I was like, wow, that is pure. I mean, when I say it, pure evil right there. He is dark. When it comes to he's evil and dark, but when it comes to Jason and Michael, that's tough. I mean, because after seeing this trailer, I was like, you know what? Maybe Michael can take out Jason. But I would love to see. This is what I would love to see. I want to see Kane Hodder get his victory after what they did to him in Freddy vs. Jason. Have him go up against James Jude Courtney.
Mm-hmm.
That would be an awesome showdown because then it's like, who actually would win? Because Kane Hodder as Jason Voorhees, I mean, classic. He brought something awesome to that character.
Yeah, I mean, it does things to me sexually to watch Kane Hodder as Jason. It just gets me in.
I don't know. If you put those two together, Kane Hodder's Jason and James Jude Courtney's Michael Myers, I don't know.
All right, Dan, what about you? Well, no, Justin, say who you're going to say. Say who you're going to say.
Yeah, I was going to say if
I'm
Justin's done.
I'm going to go with the surprise and say Michael Myers. This Michael Myers can probably take it.
You would.
I'm just saying.
You Halloween fanboy.
If you would have told me, it's not just me being a fanboy. If you would have told me that, Kane Hodder's going to go up against Tyler Maine's Michael Myers. I mean, no disrespect to Tyler Mane. I love him. But I would say Kane Hodder's going to win. Um,
I'm just saying,
James
Kane, how to
Courtney-
punch his head clean
Tyler
off.
Maine's more of a physical specimen than James Jude.
but James G. Courtney, though, like that scene, again, the saw, that thing sold me. He lifts the guy up, and I'm like, wow.
You got to remember, Tyler Maine's Michael does die by bullets.
Yeah.
He's the only Michael to have ever done that. The only Michael to have truly died so far.
I mean,
then again,
I've never
if
seen
you
Michael Myers punch off somebody's head, but I mean, that's just saying. I'm just saying. Never seen it.
but he does flip a saw on a firefighter. Those are some pretty strong dudes. Like a firefighter's got to be a strong motherfucker.
That's true. Right. I will say this. Kane has a talent there for knocking people's heads off just by one punch.
Yes.
Ken, you froze.
Ken is frozen.
Ken, you froze, bro.
Ken's 13-year-old. Get in here and unfreeze him, please.
Yeah.
Oh, is he? He's coming back.
Am I still froze?
A little
You're
laggy.
choppy.
That's weird. You guys are all fine for me.
Okay, I can see you
But
now.
you guys.
Okay, it's coming back.
Yep.
You guys continue.
Yeah, you're
on
good.
right now.
Okay.
All right, so Dan, I'll pose the question to you.
All right. Yeah, this is a hard one because
I guess what I'm
always-
asking you is not who would be the winner. I'm just saying, do you think that when this is all said and done, what James Jude Courtney has brought to the role could make you go, yeah, he could compete with Jason?
I would honestly say yes, absolutely, because I like Halloween. I think a lot of us are in the same boat here. I know for a fact Nick and I are in the same boat. Halloween's my first love, so there's already that bias there that Michael should win. But I think definitely by the end of this, people will look at it and say, yeah, the silent boy could take on the hockey puck. But yeah, I really think that by the end of Halloween Ends, people will look at James Jude Courtney and say, yes, this is a guy who could take on Jason Voorhees, if not destroy him, give him a run for his money.
I should
But
bring him back.
I think it will be it'll be a hell of a debate for years to come, honestly.
Hell
And
yeah. Hell yeah.
it's just going to hit a really sick point, man.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to wait and find out.
Yeah.
I want to
So
quickly I forgot to say Derek Mears, though. Awesome Jason. I totally forgot to throw that in there. Like next to King Otter and CJ Graham.
awesome, Jason. Terrible movie.
Hey,
I will always stand by that. I think the
I-
Friday the 13th
I'm gonna
remake is
throw
one of
this
the
in here and
most
say, I
soulless.
love the Friday the 13th
It is
remake.
soulless. It is dumb. The characters are all hateable. I think the kills are cool. Derek Mears is cool. That's it. I just
love
don't
it.
like it.
I love it. I loved it more in theaters, but I do love that movie. And Justice.
I know
for
I'm in the
Daniel-
minority here. I get it. I'm
No.
just saying.
Yeah,
Getting it
I
off my
actually
chest.
just watched your Friday ranking, and I was surprised by some of your picks there, honestly.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
all right, yeah, you held no punches on the remake.
No, I did
Anybody
not.
that doesn't have 3 as number 1, don't talk to me.
I have part 3 as my number 1.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because it's
all
the
right.
best. That's why.
that
All right,
surprised
guys.
me.
We're all right. We can talk Friday, but
Tangent.
Ken, you said you had some points that you were bringing into this that you wanted to talk about. Have we not hit on a point yet that you wrote down that you might want to pose to us?
Man, can we just talk about one scene real quick? One scene that to me is just the most badass scene in the whole trailer. Here's my top 3 scenes from the trailer. Number 3, you want your mask, come and get it. That part was fucking dope. Number 2, seeing the Halloween 3 masks on the playground got me feeling some type of way as well. But let's talk about, give me your hand. And then Michael reaches his hand up. And then you see him just walk out that door on the porch with that axe. And you just feel, dude, I got little emo goosebumps right now talking about that scene. When he walks out on that porch with that axe, you're just like, that's my dude. That's my killer right there.
Mhm.
Let's go.
And
that
you know
it's
what
gonna
made
go
that scene
down now.
You know what made that scene better. And I think that this was such a nice touch. Whoever's idea it was, you see Michael swing the halogen tool around and he's standing there. And then it's a close-up then of his face. And as he's stepping off the porch, the flames explode out behind him. And you're like, it's almost symbolic in the sense like, here comes the fire. And it's just like, oh man. And you know these firefighters are shitting their pants. Like that's but I agree. And we should talk about that because if I don't know if you guys watched my trailer reaction, because that was the first time I had watched the trailer. And in the trailer, when he's like, take my hand, and you see Michael's hand come up, I was literally like, oh, like that was so cool. And you know what's gonna happen. He's not going to pull Michael up there. Michael's going to pull his ass down there, kill him.
Yeah. And I like that they didn't show that. They let the casuals believe, oh, that's very nice of the fireman. He's going to help Michael out. That's not at all what's going to go down.
Yeah, but watch, we're all talking shit, and then the movie's going to come, and Michael's going to be like, thank you, sir. Go out the back door so you don't see anything that's about to happen.
Yeah.
I'll send you a postcard when I'm done.
You want me to sign that ad for you?
I gotta throw in a moment that besides the Karen holding that mask, that gave me chills. But it's a quick shot, but when Lindsay's thrown up against the car and her face is scared. Like she's seeing again pure evil. That gave me chills. Just that moment right there gave me chills because I was like, "Oh my gosh! Like this guy will take out anybody," and he's scary. Like in her reaction, she saw pure evil, and yeah, I don't know about you guys, but that scene gave me chills. Just that moment.
Oh yeah, it was fantastic. Really it was a nice callback.
Well, if you listen really closely at that scene, she says this guy could take out anybody except Jason.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Wow. She did. Oh my god. I didn't even know that.
You gotta listen real close though.
Well, actually, in the director's cut, it's she says Chucky, but they edited it. You know.
She says Leprechaun in the director's cut.
Yeah, but only Leprechaun in space. Only that version of the Leprechaun.
Gosh, not that one. Not that one.
All right. Let's not get off on a tangent because there is one. There's one thing that I really want to pose to you guys that I thought was so cool. When you have, they put this little nugget in there, and I was like, "You bastards! You won't give us any more than this, will you?" Lonnie reading, looking at the map, and saying it leads on like a path to the Myers house, and you're like, "Are we gonna go there?" Because like I'm down, like I want to go there, and then they don't show you any of it in the trailer, but they added that little line just for all of us to go, oh, you son of a bitch, we're gonna go to the Myers house, aren't we? I will tell you guys, there were leaks that we do go there. I can't confirm it, and I didn't ask my source about it because I don't want to know for sure.
Right.
But I will tell you that line in the trailer tells me I think the finale of this movie is at the Myers house. And if it's not this movie, they're setting it up for ends to end in the Myers house.
I think they're saving the Myers house for ends as a major setting. But that is a very great point to bring up because that's one of the big things that I really liked. Not only just showing Lonnie there, and first of all, welcome back, Lonnie. Long overdue. I hope you're not an asshole this time around.
Right.
And anyway,
just get off the porch, Lonnie.
Mentioning the line of leading straight to the Myers house and seeing what he was starting in we'll call it the one take shot in 2018, and echoing back to that line from the first film. You're telling me these people, they're all lined up for a slaughterhouse. Death has come to your little town.
Yeah.
We are going to get just that. And knowing that it's coming full circle like that, it makes sense now why was that crazy old Bush yelling at me to get my ass away from there? It's all coming back full circle in a really big way. I explained it like a 6-year-old, but that's the only way I could do it without taking a year to explain it. But I cannot wait to see, first of all, the slaughterhouse down the road. That didn't make any sense, but just to see the path of carnage and to see shit go down in the Myers house, which is something that we've been waiting for to see done properly. I mean, sure, we've seen it throughout, but those movies don't exist no more.
Right.
True.
No, and I will say that's one thing you give credit to Resurrection for is just the absolute flawless recreation of the Myers house. But
Fucking A.
a terrible movie. And Justin has a soft spot for it. I know, Justin. Don't worry, I'm not coming for
I
you.
don't love it, but I have a
But
soft.
I feel like this has to go to the Myers house. This trilogy has to take us there. And don't just take us there. I want this place to look exactly like we remember it. Like obviously a little more dilapidated, but exactly like we remember it. And knowing David Gordon Green is a fan, I know if they're including it, it's gonna nail it. But Justin, what do you think? Are we going to the Myers house in this one?
Well, first of all, I just want to say this, and I'm disappointed in myself being a Halloween fan. I did not realize the guy in the car was Lonnie. I knew Lonnie was going to be in the movie, but now that you guys bring his name up, I'm like, yes, that makes sense now. I think we're going to see the house, and here's why. I was hearing early into the making of this movie that the rumor was that the house is now like remodeled. People are living in it. I don't think it's going to be a rundown. I literally think here's what's going to happen. Myers is going to go back to his house and realize there are people living in my house now. Something's going to go down. And there are shots in the trailer that make you believe that it's going to be the Myers house. Like when Cameron and Allison are in a house, when Cameron has that gun going around, that is the Myers house. I personally think we are going to see the Myers house. When Karen is holding that mask and you see that angle, you see Michael, it's almost like he's standing on a porch.
Mm-hmm.
She's in front of the Myers house. I think we're going to see it.
When you see Allison on the ground fighting back the knife, it looks like she is in that front room right by the front door. It looks like that exact room.
But isn't there a shot in the trailer? It's somewhere. There's the staircase. You see the staircase.
Yeah, it's behind Michael when Allison's like, do it. Like I'm saying that exact angle, like is the path little Michael took up the steps.
Yeah.
So like that's what it looked like to me. And I'll be totally cool if they include it in here, but I'm almost wondering, do you save that for ends? Because that would be the perfect place for this saga to end, unless you can give me another place.
Here's the problem.
What do you think?
People today don't have the patience to talk about the house now and then wait for it to see it and ends. Like this, people don't have the patience, man. Like we used to back in the day. Like you could do that in a movie. Like here's the thing. Like think about it when we were kids. The movie ended with somebody like, let's just say Michael Myers. He's dead. Oh man, we know he's gonna come back, but we watched him die. People don't have the patience for that shit now. So at the end of a movie now, bam, he's dead, but he's getting back up and now he's going to get revenge, and that's where we end. Because that's people already know what's happening. So I think that the end, when she's like, do it, you see somebody attack Michael from behind at that point, who I believe to be Cameron. I think he's still alive at this point, attacking Michael from behind. I think that all takes place in the Myers house. And I think when they're saying this all leads here, that's when she goes, her and Cameron go there, let's go and cut him off now. Let's do this now and stop him. And I think that's where the shit goes down, is at the Myers house. I think when you see that, of her doing the do it, and then Michael getting attacked from behind and they do the quick cut right there, I think that's the third act right there. I think that's maybe the start of the third act.
I want to throw something in real quick. It makes sense to have the house in here because they're bringing Lonnie back. And if you guys remember in Halloween 1978, the last time we saw Lonnie, he got on that porch and he was going up to the house. So there is that connection between Lonnie and that Myers house.
Right.
So
crazy old Bush talked at him.
Yeah.
Scared his ass off.
He ran off. But
Right.
I'm just, it's almost like, and see if this makes sense. There's that connection. If you bring Lonnie back, you got to bring that house. because that is one of the connections that he has. And I know they filmed flashback sequences of a young Lonnie. So maybe there's some tie in there too. So I think if you're going to bring Lonnie back, you're going to have the house. So,
Yeah, I think that there's no way they don't have the house in this movie.
yeah.
I think that they're smart enough to know that, yes, they're trying to appease younger fans that maybe don't know much about the original Halloween stuff, but they know that the diehards that are super obsessed with the films are going to be there. And that's a huge selling point. You know, like that's the Myers house is just like the Elm Street house. It's just like Camp Crystal Lake. The minute you bring it up, you know that you got these people hooked. And you're talking about you can't kill Jamie Lee because of marketing, but marketing the Myers house in the trailer, I think that would have been too much. But to know, to give you that little hint, it's leading right back to the Myers house. That it gave you enough for us to be like, oh shit, shit, we're going. Yeah.
You know what would be cool though in Ends. By the end of Ends, you know how in 1978 they showed all those shots from the movie?
Mm-hmm.
The very last shot in Halloween Ends should be the shot of the house.
Oh, yeah.
Boom. That would be great. Like, that would be that's ending our Laurie Strode trilogy, whatever you want to call it. End with the shot of the Myers house.
Maybe like a kind of pulling back from it.
Yeah.
Maybe start close and just kind of do like Cundy's tableau that he did to start the film.
You have a piece of Stonehenge. I'm so with you guys.
And Dom,
we all circling back to the same thing.
Or maybe you just see like the camera will pull up and you'll just see a couple streets back, a few Silver Shamrock trucks just pulling into town, getting ready to set up shop. Like
again,
Yes.
Or have Colonel Cochran walk out of the Myers house at the end of Halloween.
Colonel Sanders. Just Colonel Sanders comes out. But okay. I want to ask you guys this question because I believe Halloween 2018, pre-pandemic era obviously opened with 72 million opening weekend, something like that. Dan, what do you think Halloween Kills opens with?
Oh, fuck. That's because we're still a few months out. Things are starting to get sort of normal. I don't think that it's going to open as big as Halloween 2018 did. I'm going to say probably about 68.
Justin?
About 68 million.
I agree with Dan. I don't think it's going to make as much. And one of the reasons why I don't think it's going to make as much is Halloween 2018. When they announced that, we're like, Jamie Lee Curtis is coming back. It's 40 years after John Carpenter's film. I think the reason why that was such a big hit is for two of those reasons. I think this one's going to make around the 65, 68 range. I think it's going to be a hit. I think they did such a great job with that trailer, getting people amped up for it. So with that trailer, people are going to go see this movie, and I still think it's going to be a hit, but I don't think it's going to make as much as 2018.
All right, Ken, what do you think?
I agree that cinematically it's not going to make as much, but with the money, I mean, if we're talking about what they're going to gross, the money that they're going to make through releasing it VOD, I think they're still, I don't think that's going anywhere. I think the HBO Max and releasing things on VOD, I think it's here to stay. I think that's something that people are going to adapt to. I don't think they're going to go back to strictly just cinema ever again. That's just my opinion. But I think this movie, now that they're going to do HBO Max VOD release on top of theatrical release, I think theatrically it won't make as much money, but overall it's going to actually gross more money than 2018 did because of the amount of people that are going to be able to sit and watch it in their own home.
Actually, Ken, we don't, as far as I know, this isn't going to be made available on an HBO Max, at least not right away.
Okay.
Well, I was going to throw something in here too. I think what's going to happen is, since it's a Universal title, and way like in the beginning of this pandemic when movies were going back to theater, like the movie Freaky that Universal released, I think this movie's going to go to theaters first, maybe have a 45-day gap where after 45 days it'll go to streaming. They're doing that with a lot of Universal titles. I don't think they're going to do what HBO Max is doing with Warner Brother titles. It's like a Quiet Place Part 2. I think A Quiet Place Part 2, they opened it at theaters first. It surprised a lot of people. And now I think it's going to go on Paramount Plus after a certain
45 days. 45 days it goes to Paramount Plus. And that's
the same thing.
The reason that I say that is because everything that everyone involved in this movie has said is that this was made for the theater. This experience needs to be seen in a theater. Jason Blum has said that. Annie Matichak has said that. And even Jason Blum, I believe, when he tweeted it the other night, he said only in theaters this October. So I'm thinking, at least for the first month, if you want to see it, you're going to the theater. But to cap that off, I'm going to go against the grain with all you guys. I think this movie makes more money. And the reason I say that is because we have a lot of historical evidence to suggest that that is a good possibility. Halloween 2018 was critically praised, commercially successful, and brought Michael Myers to the forefront. He is now, as of right now, the most popular of the big three. That's just because obviously Friday the 13th is in a pissing contest and Nightmare on Elm Street's nowhere to be found. So I think all of those factors are going to work in its favor. For example, look at Saw 2. Saw did well commercially and critically. And guess what? The sequel did better. I mean, we can go down the line with some of these. But I think Halloween Kills, especially because this fall, we didn't even have a Halloween last year, guys. We did, but kids couldn't trick or treat. You couldn't do shit. I think that this movie is going to be an event. People are going to be like, I want to go to the theater now that our country is back on the right track and go see Michael Myers in a Halloween movie on Halloween. And I think that this movie is going to open between 75 and 80. I really, really do. Now, I don't know if it'll be as leggy as the first one, although it wasn't super leggy. It was about 2.1, 2.15 multiplier from opening weekend. But I think it's going to open to more, and I think then you might get like a Harry Potter situation where Ends is marketed as the end, and it does even better. I mean, I really think that this is going to do more money. I really do. And
I can tell you right now, I think Ends will make more money than Kills, no matter what.
Ends will be the most successful financially of all three, I think.
Yeah, provided that Nick is right here, and I'm hoping against hope that Nick is on the right path with this. But thinking, I don't want to say realistically, but not thinking in an optimistic kind of manner. That weird middle ground there. It would be nice to see that, but because I really would like to see that the sort of progression of the financial growth. I know that's sounding like stockbrokers now at this point, but it would be cool to see that, because I think the more it makes, the more incentive it's going to give people to see the next one. Because I've noticed for some reason people take box office earnings and they think about it like some viewers do. Like, oh, well, this was a box office smash. Wonder what comes next. Let's see what comes next. And
which is why we keep getting damn Fast and Furious movies that I want to kill myself every time another one comes out, because they're so dumb.
That series died as soon as the fourth one came out. Mic drop. Tokyo Drift was the final.
I'm not gonna lie, I'll probably go see Fast 9 in theaters
just
because I want
Justin.
Hear me out, because I love dumb, fun, popcorn action movies, and I want to see them go into freaking space if that's the rumors.
Okay, we're done talking about Fast and Furious. We're done. I'm just throwing
it out there. I don't want to
kibosh on this now.
You might see a post. You might see a post though. I want to be real and authentic.
Yeah. All right,
but I do want to throw something in here real quick. I would love for Halloween Kills to surpass 2018 as far as opening goes, and it might for two reasons. And Nick, I think you said it, where one, I love the fact that we're now getting Halloween movies in October.
Mhm.
People want to see Myers in October. I'm so happy 2018 did the smart route and put it in the month of October. So we might see kills make more money because one, it's in October. People want Myers in October. People had to wait a year for this movie after having with the pandemic, they had to push it back. And also by the time we get to October, maybe more people will be ready to go to the theaters. And A Quiet Place Part 2 proved that with that movie being pushed back a year, that movie made a lot of money.
And that's what I wanted to say in comparison is what's more marketable as a horror movie? Emily Blunt in A Quiet Place Part 2 or Michael frickin' Myers in a Halloween movie in October? If A Quiet Place Part 2 can surpass its predecessor, why can't Kills?
That's true.
That was when the country was just starting to open back up. The path we're on will be pretty much back to normal in 3.5 months in every state. And then it's a matter of, okay, if you want to see the movie, you got to go see it in the theater like they did with A Quiet Place 2. It made a truckload of money.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it yet either.
Neither have I. I'm waiting for the Paramount Plus because
you couldn't pay me.
I need to
go see that movie in a cinema. Couldn't fucking pay me to do it. And here's why: I hate people, and I hate people when the movie is loud. When a movie's quiet and I can hear them slurping their drinks and talking to their girlfriend. I'm the guy that stands up like, hey, I've been with my wife for 16 years. We got 3 kids. I get 2 hours a fucking month to get away from those little assholes. And I got to hear you talk about fucking 90210 and shit. Shut the fuck up. And that's when a movie's loud, let alone when nobody can talk and all I can hear is.
Hey, the best thing about seeing the first Quiet Place in theaters, though, is I went into that movie thinking they're not supposed to talk in this movie. If I hear people like talking in the theater, I'm going to be so mad. But we went to the movie and no one said a word.
Yeah.
There was no noise at all.
It was like, you could hear a pin drop in my theater, and we went opening weekend, and you could hear a pin drop. I was shocked. Brooke and I left, and I was like, I don't know how that's possible. Like, I literally thought this was going to be a terrible theater experience. And for once in people's lives, because the title had quiet in it, they were fucking quiet. But like,
I'm that dad. Like, people start talking in a theater, I literally get up and go sit next to them and just stare at them. Like, what you have to say must be super fucking important that you got to talk right now. So let's hear it. What you got to say?
With that said, I could picture you on a fucking road trip, man.
I'm not. Here's my thing because now I'm getting to that point where it's like I don't want to go opening night. I'd rather go during a matinee showing, like the week after it comes out when no one's gonna go to the theaters. Because I've had 2 experiences where I'm like, why are you sitting next to me? You guys are just yapping the entire time. I saw The Nun in theaters, and there was this woman that came with her boyfriend, and she turned to me. And she goes, oh, I hate horror movies, but my boyfriend loves them. And I said, oh, okay, yeah. Commentary during the Halloween 2018 trailer, commentary during the whole movie of The Nun. And the only time I got peace and quiet when she wasn't there was when 5 minutes she got up to get a refill. She came back and started talking again. And by the end of the movie, she looked at me and she goes, wasn't that a good movie? Or she said something, and I looked at her like, yeah, okay.
See, I'm the asshole that would have knocked her popcorn over and been like, you need another refill.
just keep doing it every time.
The bad thing about it was, when she sat down, she started coughing, and she looked at me. She's like, oh, I'm not sick. I just have allergies. I'm like, oh, that's fine. I could have handled the coughing, but she talked the entire time. And I turned to my buddy. I said, don't ever sit me on the end of our group of people again, because it happened with The Nun. It even happened in the opening night for Halloween 2018. I had 9 women sit next to me, and they're like, oh, we're big Halloween fans. I'm like, oh, I am too. And there were moments where they were cussing at the screen, yelling, and I'm like, why me?
Dude, me and my wife went and seen the Bye Bye Man opening day, and we had a bunch of shithead kids dropping coins throughout the whole movie. Or we went and seen Hereditary, and you had people in the whole movie going, I was like, shut the fuck up. Like, I'm that guy that can't tell, like, shut up.
No,
Shut the
see
fuck
that
up.
Oh,
that's one thing. Like, I can get a moment in the, like, say there's a moment in the movie where it's like they shock you and then give you a second to settle. A quick bunch of people saying, oh my God, did you fucking see that? Da, 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 da. Like, I get that.
Mhm.
I'm not going to fucking bitch and moan about that. But everything else that you guys mentioned,
yeah. Here's
all I'm going to say is I live in Colorado, not too far from where the Batman movie showed.
Oh, shit.
I'm just going to leave it at that.
well, the other experience I will say, because I'm not one to speak up and like go complain to a theater. I'm normally like, okay, you know, I got to see the movie.
Yeah, whatever, Karen.
But It Chapter 2, I went on a Sunday with my buddy at 7 o'clock at night. And some of the comments and the commentary from people, it was hateful stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to get too much into it, but it was hateful stuff. And
oh no, don't worry, Justin. I'll put it out there right now for everyone. Just because if anybody watching this video is someone like that, I don't want you a part of my channel. If you're a homophobe, if you're a hateful piece of shit that doesn't respect other people's lifestyles and who they love and how they live their life, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about it. Like, I sat there, like, the opening of this movie, the opening of It Chapter 2. I have never seen people cheer when somebody's beaten because of who they are and who they love.
Fucking disgusting.
There was a moment when even Beth is slapped by her boyfriend or fiance. People were cheering. I actually, the very next day,
I would have gotten a fight that night. I would have gotten a fight.
I am not one to be vocal and like contact a theater. I contacted my local theater the very next day and I said, I want you all to know that I was not happy with that experience. I've been going to this theater my whole life. I felt horrible when I left the theater. I'm not one to be vocal. I'm not one to say something, but that pissed me off. Like, I was so mad.
If you're closed-minded enough to cheer someone being brutally beaten and murdered because of their sexual preference, color of skin, race, religion, then you're a fucking worthless piece of shit anyway. And I'm with you, Nick. If there's anybody out there that would be watching the channel that I have and you are filled with hate or any type of discrimination like that, I got no need for you. I'm all about love. I don't give a fuck what love looks like. I got a 13-year-old son. Well, what if your son's gay? Is he happy? That's all I give a fuck about. I'd rather my son be with a dude that loves him and treats him well and makes him feel good about himself than a woman that beats him down and makes him feel like shit and he's not happy because he's not who he really is. So if you're in love and you are with the same sex, the different sex, what have you, if you're in love, you're all right with me. I don't give a fuck who it's with. What happens between you and your girlfriend is between you and your girlfriend in your bedroom or my laptop, whatever be. That's just for private shit. If you're in love, you're in love. Be happy. All I really ask.
Yeah.
Love each other. Who gives a fuck what happens?
You know, I now have more of a thicker skin because I was picked on my whole entire life because people just wanted to assume I was gay at the time. And that was just assumption. That was people just assuming. I didn't come out until later on in life because I was so terrified about how people would react.
And I want to clarify, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I just want to say really quick, guys, when I was clarifying about what he was speaking about with his theater experience, I was talking about the people in the theater being homophobes to those on the screen. I wasn't specifically talking about Justin. Justin, you know, Justin is an open book. You can ask him anything. He'll tell you anything. I was just talking about it's in a film and you're reacting that way to it in a film. I mean, the lowest of the low They're in the seventh ring of hell.
Yeah.
I promise you. But
I didn't know that you were, Justin, but I love you, and I'm sorry for any bullshit bigotry you've ever gone through, man. You're a strong person from what I've watched on the channels, and from what I know of you, you're a strong dude, man. I'm glad that you were able to pull yourself out. There's a lot of people that have been in similar situations as you that were not able to make it to the other side, man. So you know that you got us here all the time. Everybody down here, show him some love. We're all here.
Yeah, I love you, Justin.
Yeah,
love you, buddy.
You're one of the coolest dudes in the world, man. So I love the fact that you are who you are. You know who you are. A lot of the people that hate on you have no fucking clue who they are. So you have that to hold over them. You know who you are, and you're happy in your skin. So fuck them.
Thank you so much. Yeah, like I said, I've been through so much in my life, but I have a much thicker skin. The one thing about the it experience that I had was it just showed people's true colors. Mm-hmm. You're reacting so bad at a movie. You're cheering on when people are beaten, and not just the couple who just loved each other, the same sex couple, but you had Beth being beat by her boyfriend, and people were cheering that on. And I'm like, why are you all cheering this on? Like, we could talk about, that could be a discussion just in itself, but it's like, why are you cheering on? It just shows how ignorant you are. And I hate, I get,
and we could guys, we are getting sidetracked, but I wanted to, and I know Ken and I know Dan as well, both feel the same way I do about this, because we're talking about theater experiences, and Justin brought up one that was very personal to him. And Justin, I hope you are not offended at all that we kind of opened Pandora's box a little bit, but I just wanted to put it out there on my channel. If you guys follow me on social media, you know my beliefs and you know who I am. Okay. I don't hide who I am. And the fact that a very good friend of mine wanted to share a negative experience he had in the theater because of someone's sexual orientation, I just want to put it out on my channel. If you are like that, please do me a favor and play hide and go seek in the highway, because I really, really do not have time for it. And Justin is one of the nicest guys.
Why the fuck are you so scared of love? Like, why do that scare you so bad? Like, I don't get it. Like, is it because you don't have that? You don't love yourself or anyone else, or you don't love anyone else's love as you've ever loved yourself? Like, you got to take it out on people that are happy in who they are. But man, Halloween Kills looks crazy.
Yeah, Halloween Kills. Gonna be awesome.
So, yes.
Really quick, I want to
say real quick that I agree with everything you guys were saying. I mean, you guys could not have said it any better there. If y'all are out there against that shit, kindly go fuck yourselves.
Yep.
I will say this. I don't know who it is, but like when I post Pride videos this month, every time I look at one of those videos, 1 or 2 thumbs down. And the live chat.
I will tell you, Justin, there are bots on YouTube. Hella. Almost every video you ever post is guaranteed to get a dislike, because it's like way I've looked into it. It's YouTube's algorithm. Algorithm. And I say this,
especially
and the bots
when you have the Pride stuff. You got a lot of people that literally their life is disliking that shit because they're pathetic, worthless pieces of shit. Nothing wrong with you, something wrong with them, man. Don't keep that chin up.
And
bro.
you know what?
I've come out from a lot of things. I'm strong and I have thick skin now, so.
Anyway, guys, we got deep, and you know what? I'm glad about it, because this channel, although this is about Halloween Kills, this is my channel where I'm gonna be who I am. And if you're not cool with that, well, guess what? It's my channel. So, like,
And not just that, but man, we're 4 dudes talking about horror movies. We're going to get off on shit that we're passionate about, because we're passionate about horror movies, passionate about each other, passionate about the genre. Let's fucking just have some fun, man. You guys want to watch this about Halloween Kills? You know what we feel about Halloween Kills. You know that Nick's the man. You're watching his channel. We love you guys. But let's do some final thoughts on the Halloween Kills trailer, Nick.
Yes, let's do it right here. Halloween Kills trailer, fantastic. Poster, fantastic. Everything I saw, everything I've read, everything I've heard, especially that violin rendition of the theme. Oh God, I loved it.
Can we take a moment
It's beautiful. It better be in the movie. It better be in the movie
If
somewhere.
if it's not, that shot of the Haddonfield residence, that's going to be going on outside every fucking theater, and I'll see
also-
to it that fucking happens.
But overall, for me,
Right.
guys, it was a 10 out of a 10 experience. I'm so excited. I'm so hyped. I don't want to. Oh well, I'll say it at the end. Dan, final thoughts.
Well, of course, you guys know I loved it. I couldn't stop gushing. I got incoherent at a couple points because I was just trying to let the words out. That's why I wrote stuff down ahead of time. But I mean, again, I absolutely adored the trailer. I watched 2018 last night in preparation for this to kind of get that comfortable springing off point. And let me tell you, all I could think of while watching Halloween 2018 was that fucking trailer. And in fact, there was a couple times I just pulled my phone out, watched the trailer again, and I'm like, shh, just looking at 2018 like, shh, it's just a friend, don't worry. She means nothing to me. But I've been waiting a year for this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I am way more than ready for it.
Sure.
And I was all I could talk about to my coworker today was the Halloween Kills trailer. Dude's like, okay, I get it. Halloween Kills trailer. Whatever the fuck that is. Like,
Look, you don't get it, motherfucker. Okay, I can tell. I can tell in your voice that you don't get it.
Like, I like that trailer more than I like some films, period.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And again, maybe this is just first day Halloween fanboy hype.
No,
Maybe
Dan, it's
true
cool.
love
We're going to
at
do
first
a
sight.
Halloween franchise re-ranking, and we're going to go Halloween Resurrection in last place, Halloween Kills trailer right after that, because it's already better than Resurrection. I'm sorry, Justin.
It's better.
but-
No, I'm gonna agree. It's better.
Justin, your thoughts.
Okay, so I've seen this trailer between trailer reactions and just me watching this trailer. I've had to seen it over 10 times. I am so excited for this. And it just might, by the way it looks and the way it's shot, I'm not saying it, but it would be a surprise later on in the future if you see me re-rank the franchise and this be the second best after John Carpenter's Halloween. That's how good this looks.
I'm feeling this is going to be a top 5 Halloween movie.
Yeah.
I really am feeling that.
And Team Halloween 3, by the way, because I love the fact that movie now is getting love.
Yes.
And we got to see, we're seeing the masks in these movies. Like, that is cool. Like, who would ever thought decades later that we would see those masks in a movie again?
Well, when I buy the rights to Halloween 3 and I remake it, you guys are all going to have a part in it.
Thank
Hell
you.
yeah.
I
I've
appreciate
been very
Let's
vocal
go.
about the fact that that's my life's goal. Before I die, I'm doing the movie shit now, but when I fucking buy the rights to Season of the Witch and I remake it as just Season of the Witch, not Halloween 3, you guys will definitely have a part in it, man. 'Cause it's gonna happen someday. Write this down, guys. It's gonna happen.
Justin, you're going to be Chalice.
I would love that. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
There you go.
Dan is Connell Cochran.
Thank you. That's the role I was going to ask for. Legit.
I
will play Cochran.
Well, it's either between me or Ken. One of us is Stacey Nelkin.
I'm definitely the snake that comes out of the fucking mask after the kid dies.
Oh, okay. I got
And
you.
you
So I
see
guess
this-
I'm Stacey Nelkin.
This little
Who's gonna
this
be
little
Nancy?
fucker here has been through final processing, so I'm all ready to hand this shit out. Kill
Like-
little bastards with it.
Mm-hmm.
Right behind me, you can't see it, but I have a Halloween 3 original one sheet hanging up on my wall.
That's awesome.
Dude.
And I got
Oh,
it,
yeah.
and it was in condition. Like it was. I can smell the how posters when they're fresh printed. I can smell.
Oh yeah.
It's awesome.
He's like, I can
All
smell
right, Ken.
Stonehenge. Yes, Ken's back to
I can smell
Stonehenge.
Stonehenge.
Okay,
Ken.
my thoughts
Final
on the
thoughts.
trailer. Again, as somebody that's not a huge Halloween fan, I like Halloween as a franchise overall, but I'm not a huge fan. Watching my wife just absolutely gush and get emotional about this trailer made me even more emotional about it. Like I said, there were high points to it to me. Watching Michael on that porch, watching the axe go through the firefighter's mask, seeing the carnage that was left behind. You want your mask, come and get it. There are scenes in this trailer that got me very excited, and I'm with you. I could see this being a top 3 Halloween film just from the trailer. That being said, I hope that they left a whole lot out of the trailer that when we watch it, we get just as fucking excited about. So I don't like to get too overly excited about trailers. Obviously, this is the first time I've done something like this, so it shows how much and how passionate I am about this trailer. But it makes me more excited about the film in a good way. Sometimes you watch a trailer and you're like, fuck, the film, like The Conjuring 3. I was like, this film's going to be okay, but I'm pretty sure I just seen all the cool shit in the trailer. Sure enough, so this is one where I'm pretty confident that they left a whole lot out that we're going to be really, really, I want that Hereditary girl hitting the pole moment when I'm watching this movie. I want the, oh shit, yes, yes. Like that's what I want when I watch this film. So the trailer showed me we're going to get some badass things. I'm thinking we're going to get a lot more when we actually see the film.
Absolutely. And I want to wrap this up by saying, guys, head on over to Filthy Dan's Film Discussion. Subscribe to his channel. Head on over to Orion 1988. Subscribe to his channel. Head on over to Sledgehammer Horror. Subscribe to his channel. Below in the description, I will leave the links for all of their channels and their social media. Go ahead and follow them. Go ahead and subscribe to them. Hit the bell for notifications. And guys, I don't want to prematurely ejaculate, but
first time for
I really had fun, and I would like to get this crew back together.
I would love to.
And we'll figure it out. It's got to work with our schedules and everything, but I think the 4 of us, and this is the first time we've, chatted with Dan, and this is the first time Justin and Ken have chatted, and I feel like the synergy was there. We were bouncing off of each other. We were making each other laugh. I really dug it, and I would definitely be down to do it again.
I think that we should all see Halloween Kills together, meet up, and then we could all just maybe come back to my place and crash and have a fucking party night. I think that we should all make this shit happen. We should do a fucking live stream afterwards all together in the same place about Halloween Kills, our reaction. I think we should make this shit happen, guys. We have plenty of time to make it happen. Let's do it, please.
Yeah.
We'll do an update video and let everybody know that we're seeing it together, and we're going to do a post show all about it. I think we should do it, man.
Well, Ken was texting me about that last night, and Ken lives in Michigan. He lives about 2.5 hours from me, so he's close to both Justin and I. The only wild card is Dan lives in Colorado. So
way the fuck out here in
Dan, you got plenty of time to get a plane ticket, and you got a place to crash with me, my friend.
I
got a place for you to crash. Let's do this, guys.
I think if I start walking, I could make it to Motor City by August.
Oh yeah, brother. I have talked to Justin about it. He and I have definitely both been open to the idea of getting together and seeing the movie together on opening night. I've also talked to Ken about it. We've been open to the idea about doing that. I'm putting this on my channel tomorrow, guys, as you guys are watching it. Hello.
Yes.
This idea is out there. Like, are you guys wanting this? Or if you're wanting this, let us know and we will make this happen. Tell me in the comments. Yeah, I want to see the 4 of you guys go see that movie and do a live stream afterward and just gush about it. If that's what you want,
whatever we
all you
gotta
got to do is let us know.
But we'll start a fucking GoFundMe to get Dan out here if that's what we got to do. We're gonna see this movie together. So you guys leave a comment down here. Let us know how much you're willing to donate to the Get Filthy Dan to Sledgehammer House. So let us know what you're willing to do to help us get him out here so we can make this magic happen.
Hell yeah, brother. Guys, I love the idea. And we've got 3 months. We'll see what happens. Let us know in the comments what you think. Make sure to hit that like button. Smash it. Smash that like button. Leave a comment. Follow these dudes. Sub to these dudes. Justin, Dan,
can I just throw this out here as I quote Linda? Totally.
Totally.
Sorry,
Justin, Dan, Ken. That's a perfect send off. I loved this discussion. I cannot wait to talk to you guys again. I'm going to leave the Instagram chat active so we can talk about the next time we want to get together and what we want to talk about. But that's going to do it for this Halloween Kills discussion, talk, kills cast, whatever you want to call it. We touched
Halloween
all the
Kills and
bases.
more.
Yeah,
So,
we touched all the bases, and we even defeated bigotry tonight. So,
And I think we all got our rocks off just a little bit.
yeah.
I mean,
my pants are going
you
to be
guys
stuck
can't
for a
see
couple
below
days.
my waist, so you don't. Nobody can see below my waist. So that's
I
all I'm gonna
purposely
say.
didn't wear pants for this, just for that reason.
Okay,
See,
cool.
If I'd have known that all that was going to be happening, I would not have put on the damn fucking mechanic suit. I did just. This shows you just how stupidly passionate I am. I put on the full jumpsuit just for this
Hell yeah.
occasion.
Hell yeah.
And there's
All
a
right, guys.
Halloween poster behind me. So, I mean, there we go.
Yes. All right, we are going to wrap this up. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. We will
so
see you
much.
next time.
Bye.